I just spent a day in a business mastermind with people who have sold multiple companies, started multiple companies, sold them, have sold millions of dollars online and in local businesses. And I learned a couple things that's in common with these type of people. And I wanted to share this with you while it's fresh on my mind. I just got out of the meeting, and some of it's surprising because you think that these type of people strategize specifically on business things only and how to start this product, how to launch this product, when in reality often it's not specific, it's more theoretical, but it even starts before the business thing. So let me tell you, the first thing that I learned is oftentimes they spend the time working on the thing that actually blocks them from growing a business. And it's not money, it's not resources. Most of the time they focus on their own fears, their own doubts, because those are the actual things. They know those are the things that truly block you from growing, right? Because we normally have reasons why we can't do this and why we can't do that. I don't have enough money, I don't have the connections, I don't have the resources, I don't have the know-how. When none of that matters. It sounds crazy, but truly none of that matters. And you know that's true. We both know it's true because time after time after time, we've heard stories of people starting businesses and overcoming the hardest struggles that we don't even have. You hear people say, I made millions of dollars by the time I was 21. You hear these stories. You hear people that immigrate from one country to another with nothing, and then in 3 years they have an empire. So we have to remove the idea that we don't have the money. We have to remove the idea that we don't have the connections, because oftentimes people tell that same story. I didn't know anyone, I didn't have anything, I just went for it, I started making phone calls. So really it's not money, time, resources, all these things that we think are reasons why we don't grow, when actuality they're excuses based on fear and based on our upbringing. There's often a reason we think that, which makes that the biggest blocker to our progress. If we can remove our fears, remove our doubts, remove this trash that's in our head, then it becomes easier. And these types of millionaires and billionaires know that. So they spend a lot of time on things and resources that help them to understand themselves and to help them to expand their own minds and remove themselves from fears that are caused by their childhood, by their parents, by their culture, by their neighborhood they grew up in. They spend a lot of time leveling themselves up emotionally, right? Because they know, it's like John Maxwell, the law of the lid. If a leader is a 1, then his organization will always be a 1. If he can level himself up personally as a 3, whatever he's leading or whatever he's doing will be a 3. If you can level yourself up to a 9, whatever he's doing is a 9. And you've seen that before. You see people that whatever they do, they're excellent at it. And then you see people, whatever they do, they're not good at it. Even if they have the same amount of money, the same friends, the same connections. So number 1, they spend a lot of time leveling themselves up, right? Number 2, they spend a lot of time trying to find out who they can connect with, when a lot of times people who've never started a business or struggle to grow a business spend more of the time trying to figure out, how can I do this? I need to learn how to make this product, how to do this skill, how to bake a cake, how to fix cars. When people who operate on a much bigger level say, who can I connect to that already knows how to do this? And how can I pay them to do it for me, right? Or I need to get in this circle because I don't have a network. So who do I know, who do I have to meet and connect with that can put me in that circle? And then they reciprocate and they put that person in the circle where they need to be. And that's networking. It's very, very important. So when you spend time and spend all day with these people today in this mastermind, that's what they talk about. Number 3, and this is really, really important. A lot of times these high earning people, they don't focus on if they have clarity or not. because clarity doesn't matter. Action creates clarity, right? So when you take action, I learned this from a man, his name is Josh Latimer. When you take action, it gives you the clarity, as opposed to, I want clarity before I can take action. And we know it well. I can study a map today for 5 hours on how to get from this place to this place in my city. But someone who's taken that road before, even if they've taken it one time, they're going to know how to get there better than me, even though I studied longer. So sometimes you just have to have a plan to start, not even necessarily how to do everything. All you really need to know is how do you start. And once you learn how to start, as you're going, you'll learn the clarity and you'll start to figure things out. Actually, maybe it's better for me to go this way. It would have been better for me to do this. It would have been better for me to do this. So a lot of times we're waiting for clarity when really we need to be taking action, because doing something is what gives you the clarity and the sense of purpose, right? Our experiences. You can't buy experience at Walmart, right? You have to experience things to understand things on a certain level. So I would say sometimes you don't need to read another book or talk to another person. Sometimes you need to just start, and then once you start, you'll start figuring things out. Because you always build something better the second time around. If I asked you to build a little house made out of toothpicks, the first one you build would be horrible. And if you tear it down, the second one will be a little better, and the third one, and the fourth one, and eventually you'll be really good at it. It's the same thing in business. Sometimes you need to just start, learn from it, start it again, learn from it, start it again. That's how you get to mastery, right? So those are the 3 things that I learned in my day-long mastermind today with high earners, people who have started multiple businesses, grown them, sold them, started again, sold them, started again, sold them. So if you're thinking about your business, I would say, number 1, level yourself up, because your business will never go higher than your level as a person, as a leader, right? Number 2, find out who you need to connect to, not necessarily how I can learn how to do it myself, right? So who, not how. And then number 3, just take action. Just take action. Get yourself out of the way, get your fears out of the way, and just start, and that will help bring clarity.